There is a place where nature defies imagination, where ice and fire coexist, and the sky paints masterpieces that no artist could ever replicate. This is not another planet, this is Iceland, and this is my story. My name is Giuseppe, and this is my journey across the island of ice and fire. I didn't know what to expect when I landed in Reykjavik, but what I found exceeded my expectations. As a nature photographer, I always try to capture the beauty of our planet, but in Iceland, it's not the camera that captures the landscape, it's the landscape that captures you. What immediately struck me about Iceland was the scale. Every panorama is immense, every vista stretches on forever. You feel tiny in this natural theater. The biggest challenge as a photographer is not finding interesting subjects, but capturing the majesty of what your eyes are seeing. No photographer can truly do these places justice, but that didn't stop me from trying. Iceland's glaciers are living things, constantly moving and changing. Jökulsárlón, the glacier lagoon, is a surreal world where blocks of millennium-old ice float towards the ocean. The light filtering through the ice creates shades of blue that I've never seen anywhere else. It's as if nature has created its own jewels and put them on display just for us. But the real magic lies within the glaciers themselves. Entering an ice cave is like stepping through a doorway to another world. In here, time seems to stand still. The ice, formed millennia ago, filters light in impossible ways, creating shades of blue so deep and pure that they seem to belong to another planet. And then there is silence, a silence so deep and enveloping that you can almost hear the glacier breathing, occasionally broken only by the gentle cracking of the ice as it moves ever so slightly. In these moments, camera in hand, surrounded by walls of crystalline blue ice, I felt like an explorer on an alien world. I wasn't just taking photos, I was documenting an ephemeral realm that might not exist in the same form next year. And then comes the night. And with it, the most incredible sight I've ever seen, the northern lights. No matter how many photos or video you've seen before, nothing can prepare you for the thrill of watching the sky dance above you. I spent hours in the freezing night, my fingers numb on the tripod, but when those first green rays began to move across the sky, all discomfort vanished. In that moment, I was completely present, completely alive. Iceland is a place of extreme contrast. A few steps separate the eternal ice from the boiling head of the earth. Hot spring steaming emerged from a landscape that could have been designed for a science fiction film. Walking on this ground, you realize that our planet is much more extraordinary, much more alien than we imagine. We don't have to travel into space to feel like an explorer of unknown worlds. images beyond the photographs. What I will always take with me from this trip is the feeling of absolute freedom. In Iceland, surrounded only by pristine nature, I rediscovered a part of myself that I had forgotten. Here, far from the noise of civilization, I found not only beauty to photograph, but also a sense of pure happiness that I had not felt in a long time. Iceland changed me as a photographer and as a person. It taught me that true photography is not just capturing an image, but fully living the moment that is being immortalized. If this video inspired you, I invite you to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. In an upcoming episode, I'll share the specific technique I used to photograph this landscape, my tips for planning a photography trip to Iceland, and much more. And if you've ever thought about visiting Iceland, my advice is simply go. No matter how many photos you've seen, nothing can prepare you for the magic of this place. And don't forget to bring not only your camera, but also your heart.